Good morning. I'm Carlton Sharp, pastor of Faith Christian Center Church right here in Beaumont, Texas. And we're here on what's happening in our neighborhood. And today I'm so excited about our guest. We have Dr. Mark Porterie. Welcome, Doc.
Well, thank you, sir, for having me. Thank you,
Hey, listen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I am a native of Port Arthur, Texas, born and reared there. An education for 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, started off as a teacher and moved all the way up to superintendent. And so I am in the best job there is in the United States of America.
Wow.
The very best.
Now, Doc, you have been in Port Arthur and you have went through every job assignment there in the district.
Yes, correct. Yes, from teacher to assistant principal, assistant to the superintendent, assistant superintendent, deputy superintendent, now superintendent.
So how long have you been the superintendent now?
I'm going into my 4th year as superintendent.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So
wonderful.
It's been a wonderful career, 25 years. Each day that I wake up, I enjoy coming to work. It's just one of it. It's not one day that I have not said that I don't want to do this anymore. So working with students is just one of the highlights of my life. So it's great.
Wonderful. So what is your 5-year plan for the district?
Okay, great. Well, we have this past summer, well, not really this summer, I'm going to say, we started off in February looking at where our school district was, trying to figure out, assess where we were, and try to figure out how we could incorporate what we're doing in the community. Because actually the school system, education is the nucleus of any community.
Right.
And you want your students, you want your community to be educated, because with an educated community, you're going to thrive. Without it, you're going to die. Okay, so we started looking at ourselves, what could we do better? And so we called on some people. So we had 70 individuals, parents, teachers, community people, just to come in and work with us on what we needed to do. So we came up with 6 objectives that we focused in on: climate, what do we want, how do we want people to look at our schools, what do we want people to say about our schools, teacher quality, what types of teachers do we want to come into Port Arthur and teach our students. We have 9,000 students. We have a huge Hispanic population. Our Hispanic population is 48%, African Americans 44%, and the rest Anglo and Asian. So we have a diverse community.
Wow.
So we need extra special teachers that can come in and work with our youth and make sure they're successful. So there are things like that we talked about and came up with to decide, and that 5-year plan is going to direct us in the way we make decisions. Everything will come off, everything will transpire from the plan that we've created.
Now, have you submitted that plan to the community to let them see?
Yes, we went to the board. The board of trustees adopted the plan. Some of our board members were involved in creating the plan. It is online, and first of the school, at the beginning of school, we're going to pass it out at our open house.
Wow.
When we have open house at each one of the schools, we're going to let them know exactly what we're doing, because it has to be community driven. As I said, the community is what we want to be involved, who we want to be involved. They're the parents. They're the grandparents. We have to have the help of the community. There are a lot of challenges when you're talking about educating children today, and we cannot do it alone. And we want parents to understand that we don't want to do it alone.
we want you.
Yeah, we need your help. We want you to be parents. We don't want to be the sole, the sole caregiver for your child. We want you to help us.
You don't want them to just drop the kid off and think at the school and think that, look, y'all take care of them, I'll send them at 5.
No, we will take care of them, but we definitely need, whatever we're doing in the schools, we want to support in the community, and vice versa. The thought pattern, how do we see homework? How do you view homework? How do you view discipline? All of that has to be cohesive, home to school. And parent involvement, guardian involvement is essential. Community involvement.
Now, one of the things you said earlier was about the quality of the educators. Now, are you finding it difficult
Very.
to hire quality staff?
Yes, we are. We're finding it very difficult. We're not dealing with the traditional teacher, where when you graduated from high school, you attended college and you graduated in elementary education or secondary education. We're seeing a lot of individuals that have gone into other careers, and now they want to change. So they feel that education is the career choice that they want.
Right,
Now,
right.
I will say, everyone cannot be a teacher. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how intelligent you are.
Yes,
Everyone cannot
yes.
be a teacher. You can be an engineer, you can be a doctor, but walking into a classroom with
It's totally
25, 30 students that are looking at you and need your attention, and you have to deliver instruction, which is the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. That is our curriculum from the state. You can, not just anyone can do that.
Right, right.
So you have to be a person who has patience, a person who understands how children learn. You have to be someone that understands all of the diversity of how children are raised today. And you have to be halfway crazy, I guess, to be able to work all of those things together. So it takes a lot. And we're looking at alternative education programs now that are coming upon us. And these individuals have never had the classroom experience, the pedagogy classes.
Right.
They're coming in thinking they can teach. They're coming in with a good hope. But once they get into the classrooms, it takes a lot for us to have to teach those individuals how to deliver instruction. And instruction, the curriculum and instruction is the hub. It is actually what happens in the classroom either will make you successful or not successful.
Right.
Because that teacher and student interaction is what gets us to where we want to be. So if you're there just thinking it's an easy job, or you thinking you can do it just because, I can be a teacher.
Right, and get the summer off.
Yes, and get the summer off. Yes, that's what they think. I can get the summer off, I can get Thanksgiving and Christmas, all of these things off, so I can do that job. But I'm telling you, it is more to teaching, if you're going to do it correctly, than meets the eye.
Now, you said earlier 48% of the population in your school district is Hispanic. So
Correct.
are you requiring that they have ESL background?
We're headed in that direction for all of our educators, and it's very, very difficult to get bilingual teachers in our areas. So we are always recruiting from all over the United States. So it's a difficult job, and 2,400 of our students are ELL, English Language Learners.
Wow. So
that creates a bigger challenge. But at this point, we're meeting the challenge. It's a little difficult, but we are meeting the challenge with the help of, I would say, the good Lord. So we pray a lot, so it's a good thing.
So now you're starting an early college high program. So talk to us about that.
Okay, well, the early college high school program began last school year. 100 students from 9th grade entered Lamar State College.
Wow.
So they are able to take high school courses and college courses at the same time.
So dual credits.
It's dual credits, correct.
Okay.
We've had the dual credit program for quite a number of years, but it started in the 11th grade year, whereas the early college high school starts in 9th grade. There are 2 tracks which a student can opt to take. The first track is a career, college career, where they will end with 60 college hours, graduate with an associate, and move into the career after high school. Or they have 60 credit hours and they move into post-secondary as a junior. So either way, they will graduate with 60 credit hours at the end of their high school education, then move into...
Hold up, Doc.
Yeah.
Now so a child can start this program.
In 9th grade.
In 9th grade.
Yes.
And by the time they finish
high school in 4 years.
In 4 years, they already have an associate's degree.
Already have an associate degree.
Wow.
Earn 60 credit hours. And every year we add 100 students. We had our first 100. We piloted the first 100 this past school year, and it was superb, wonderful. Got all our kinks out and everything, and Lamar State College has been wonderful because they want the students there as well. And then this year we've already chosen the next 100 is a program that will house 400 at when it's at its peak. Also, we're getting ready to open Woodrow Wilson. We've renovated that particular school. It was Woodrow Wilson in the past, in history, and it's going to be the Woodrow Wilson Early College High School. And that particular location sits in the middle of Lamar State College.
Wow.
So it's ideal. It's a crossover. They just cross the street, go to school at Lamar, come back, take courses at Woodrow Wilson, their high school courses.
Because that's what I was going to ask you, whether or not they had to go to the college.
They have to go to the college, yes. It's right across the street. Woodrow sits in the middle of Lamar State College. So it's a wonderful, it's ideal. It's ideal for parents because now that's all on the expense of the Port Arthur Independent School District. district. Parents don't pay a penny for that.
Wow, that's
so they're encouraged to send their children because at the end, they have 60 credit hours and their kids can go on and in 2 years graduate with a bachelor's degree.
So if I'm a parent in PAISD, how can I get my child involved in that program?
Well, you have to apply,
Okay.
and it's done by a lottery system, so they put all of the numbers in a hopper and turn the hopper so it can be fair for all. I think we had about 195 that applied this past school year, and of course we could only choose 100, and we have 20 on a waiting list.
Okay.
So,
So the last year's group, the first group, is
Yes.
still there?
Still there,
This upcoming
yes.
year? So
Because-
each year you're going to just add
and
100?
students, and that's where they will be housed this year, Woodrow Wilson. Last year, they were housed at the 9th grade campus because Wilson wasn't complete. We're in the process of renovating Wilson, so
Wow.
it's going to be a beautiful campus, so you'll have to come out and visit
I
us.
will do that.
Definitely.
Now, in 2014, you had a bond.
Correct.
So give us an update on what's
The
happening
bond
with
is doing great, and we want to thank the community once again for passing the bond. It's $195 million, and it was for renovations and buildings of new schools. Right now, as I said, Woodrow Wilson was part of that bond. Memorial 9th Grade Center is moving from the Port Acres area, the old Stephen F. Austin, to on the side of Memorial High School. So that's already in place. We have Sam Houston, Travis Elementary that are being rebuilt along with Dowling Elementary. There'll be 3 brand new schools. We're renovating, we're going to tear down the other schools. And Terrell Elementary, we're adding a new wing, which is going to be beautiful. All of our schools what we thought needed, we had a lot of portable buildings, and we wanted to get our students out of the portable classrooms for safety purposes, first of all, and then to have everyone under one roof. So that is what we're doing. We're putting gates around. Everything will be safe because we understand safety is of the utmost. And I did say, and some people will say today, you said that if we had new schools, students would learn better. What I said was, new schools, we will have safety, and the environment will be more conducive for students to be more successful, which is true. You know, you don't want students outside having to walk in the cold, walk in the heat, in and out.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want our girls or our boys these days walking out of a building, walking into a building to use the restroom with no security. You know, so we want everyone under one roof.
And then it's part of the student's responsibility to make the choice to get the education also.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's their choice,
Right.
but we have to help them
Right.
to make that choice because they don't always get that, don't come to that choice on their own. And we have to try to get our parents to try to help us to help them make that choice as well.
Right.
So it's not, you know, it's a team effort between the community, parents, and us to try to get our children to make the right choices that they need to make.
Right.
Because in 2017, it just doesn't happen.
Exactly.
It just doesn't.
Now, but you're also adding a lot of technology.
A whole lot of technology. Yes, we are getting ready for virtual learning, and because we have a challenge getting teachers, we're going to utilize our certified teachers in classrooms, and we're going to have them where they will be able to teach a class, and other classrooms will be able to afford their knowledge.
Hold on, Doc. So I could be in one classroom.
And you'll be able to listen and receive the instruction from another teacher in another classroom. And you'll be able to interact with that teacher as well. Talk to them, ask them questions. They will be able to ask you questions as well. Instead of having so many substitutes in the classroom, we felt that if we have the virtual learning, at least the students will be getting the instruction that they need. And we will have monitors in the classroom to help monitor those kids without the teacher. So we're going to pilot that this year as well. We've had some classes like that. We've worked with Region 5 here in Beaumont. So we've had teachers from Region 5 to have our virtual learning classes already in our middle schools and high school. So now we're going to go increase it a little bit more.
So what category, whether it's going to be elementary, junior high, or high school?
It'll be elementary, middle, and high. Wherever there's a need, we're going to make sure that our students at least have a certified, highly qualified, smart, energetic teacher to deliver the instruction. As I said earlier, curriculum is where the road meets the rubber meets the road. In the classroom. What happens in that classroom means everything. So we have to have good instructors. We have to have a quality curriculum that is instilled in our students. So we have to be creative as to how we're going to do that.
And that's very interesting, this technology, because our students are, we're
they
technology
are.
driven.
We're technology driven. As a matter of fact, this summer we have a robotics class going on at Lee Elementary. We have actual robots, and our students are working with the robots. They're inputting information into the robots, and the robots talk to them. The robots move. So it's really, really interesting. You know, I have to get into it myself. That's not my world. I'm used to a teacher, a full person in front of me, but they're used to robotics and technology, and we've ordered robots for the secondary classes as well. So it's going to be an interesting year.
That's good. Now, the upcoming TRE, talk to us about that.
Well, we're proposing to have a TRE. Voting would be August the 5th.
So that people understand what a TRE is.
Tax ratification election.
Okay.
And what we're asking the public is just to learn more about what we're doing. You know, sometimes you have people out there that when you hear tax ratification election, the first thing they think, my taxes are going to go up.
Yeah.
And that is true. Some taxes are going to go up, but we feel that it's not up so astronomical that you can't afford it. It's going to be an affordable tax ratification election. For instance, on a $100,000 home, your taxes may increase at its highest $97 a year.
A year.
Not a month, not a week, but a year. So yes, your taxes are going to go up, but it is for the increase in education. It is for education. And as I said earlier, if you're going to have a thriving community, you want your students to be educated. That's how people move into your community. The first thing they look at is the school system, especially if they have children.
Right,
they want to know
moving
in. They want to know what type of school system you have. If your school system is up to par, then they don't have a problem moving in. If your school system is not, people are not going to move. So sometimes, as I was saying earlier, we have some of our community members that visit other areas, and they come back to me and they say, well, why don't we have this? They are investing in their school system. If you want this, we can have it, but you have to invest. It's going to cost. Anything that's good is going to cost. Now, we're doing a very good job in Port Arthur ISD educating our children, but it is a struggle. It is a struggle, and there's some things that are going to happen in the next couple of years that's going to make it even that much more of a challenge. So the community has to decide what they want to do for their children. I mean, you can either invest in them and reap the benefits later, or not, and also reap those consequences. So it's up to you. It's up to you. We're going to put it out there. We cannot promote, because I can't promote. There are other people that can, but I can give the knowledge as to why. And then the community will have to decide what they want to do. And we're going to respect that. We're not going to argue back and forth. We're not going to get all in the dirt, but we're going to give out knowledge, and then they will decide what they want for their children. You know, if you're 65 or older, your taxes are frozen. So you will not even have a tax increase, but you have grandchildren in the district that you want to be educated. If you have no property, you can vote for it because you're not going to be taxed anyway. You may be in an apartment or something. So, I mean, hey, and you have children, but you want your children to be educated properly. So let's figure out what you want.
So if I were to ask you for the less than $10 a month, that it would be an increase. Less than $10. I mean, I can calculate real quick. What will we get for that?
You will get better teacher quality, which we're hoping. We will get, it'll be a compensation package that we're putting together for the entire, we employ 1,400 employees, and it will be for all of our employees. Insurance is going through the roof. And so if we do not address those issues, then our employees will be taking home less money next year due to the high increase in health care. We have a maintenance program that we want to instill. Anytime you're building schools or renovating schools, you want to keep those schools up. Just because you build them today don't mean they're going to stay in the same shape in 15, 20 years. There are things that you have to do. So we want to put $500,000, which we had in the past, we had to cut. So we want to put money into our maintenance program. As I said, we have a high Hispanic population, which we want some software, some tools to help us to educate these students. We have students that really need a lot of attention. So we want to hire some more reading coaches. We want to hire social workers. So there are a lot of things we want to do to help our students to become successful. And it's going to take money. And I hope that the community supports us. I hope our business leaders supports us, because the businesses are in our community making money off the community. So I'm sure they want to give back as well to help our students.
Well, listen, I want to thank Dr. Porterie for coming to talk to us today on what's happening in our neighborhood, to give us an update on what's happening in Port Arthur ISD. Hey, look, some good things are happening. I mean, you just look around your community and see all the things that are happening, especially, I mean, the college where the kid gets out and already has 60 hours worth of credit in college. What a wonderful thing is happening, amen? So listen, I want to thank you for joining us, and I want to thank you for joining us today, and we will see you next time on our broadcast.